Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Chateau Door? Shadow coming back to you with a brand new episode of Project Architect 2, and today I did get the salmon side done of this, and I have to talk about how I went and did the diamond anvil here, because this is different than the one we did in the nether, because we have to account this is not actually holding a knife, and it can't just send it and then pull it back. So what I've done here is I'm using a distributor module. Now you can see that there's a dispenser at overworld and then at coordinates and then a dispenser at overworld coordinates. Those are these dispensers. Basically, you take this and you shift right click with the distributor module. And actually, I have another one. Hold on, let me go snag it real quick so we can demonstrate what I mean. Because originally I had two, but this did not work out like I was hoping. So what you do is with the distributor module, you can shift right click. You can see that both of those have been selected. And you can just check over here as well. And also, if you just shift right click again on one of these, you'll be able to, just get rid of it. But opening this up allows for you to transfer in, transfer out. That's what this one is actually doing, is transferring into router, which means that it's pulling from the dispensers, right? And then that has the filter of durability is less than or equal to 10%. And that is beautiful. And then this one at 100%, it's going to pull from the actual powered diamond anvil. And then these laser nodes are just doing a counting filter to make sure only one knife is in these. That's why this distributor module did not work. And I didn't feel like trying anything else. So I just went ahead and did laser IO because I knew this would work. And I did put Unbreaking 3 on these knives as well. So just a quick little update. That is working. That is cruising. And yeah, that is fantastic. So what I want to do this episode is I want to keep on keeping on with this rice roll melody. So these guys aren't going to be that complicated, right? We are going to be able to get the cooking pot and the stove. I don't know how I actually really want to go about doing this, but I probably need more rice. Um, hmm. Because over here, I know we've got plenty of rice. Yeah, 2,000. That is one drawer full. So we're probably going to need more. I want to look at something here real quick. Just real fast. What is the lily pad of fertility recipe in this pack, if it changed? So the only thing I don't think I have is cactus green. Um, Blue and yellow. So blue, and we can just look for dandelion. Blue dye, green dye. Put that in here. Grab out a stack. Perfect. And then the catalyzing glands, the slime pearl, and the rib bone. So let's quickly teach this thing the catalyzing gland. Everything else is taught. So we should just be able to toss these guys in here and get this. And then we should just be able to like grab a stack out. And then lily pads. Do I have any lily pads? I actually don't think I've seen a swamp. Which prompts me to immediately pull this out and find a swamp. Okay, 800 blocks in that direction. I will be back here in a minute once I find the biome. Hey, quick interjection here. If you guys are enjoying the content, I would appreciate it if you could leave a like and or subscribe. And if you guys have any comments, advice, anything in the comment section is absolutely appreciated. And yeah, let's get back into the video. All right, we're coming across the swamp here. Just gonna snag up some of these guys. I don't think I need the duckweed. Kind of just explore this biome. I actually haven't been in the swamp this season. Got some cattails from naturalists. We got some structure spawning. Is this actually like an actual structure? Better mine shafts. Okay, so this is actually a part of a mine shaft. That's interesting. World. You see like this single tree loading in the background? So not much has changed with this biome. What in the world is that? Let's go over there. I'm actually just gonna Just full send it over this direction to see what these trees are. So we got a different kind of tree right here. We got a cypress log. Okay. Which that is like an olive green. That's pretty cool. And this is a willow log, which is like a gray, greenish gray. Okay. Snazzy. I like me picking up some different woods. And we got a mauve log. Whatever in the world that actually is. That is like a kind of a nice purple. That is awesome. Okay, looks like we got some mangrove potentially. What is this one? Magnolia? Okay. Finding some different tree types. Ooh, that's like a nice red. That is really cool. I honestly wasn't really looking for trees. I was kind of just looking in general. But yeah, I mean, some pretty interesting trees here. Whole bunch of different colors. Looks like we got maybe like fir logs over here. What's that? A flowering lily pad. Huh. I don't really need it. I just thought it was cool looking. Okay. Up here we go. I think this is fir, but I'm not sure. Oh, pine log. Okay. Pine log's probably a yellow, like a... Yeah, like this. I think I've seen this one before. It's a nice texture. It's definitely not the normal oak, like, normal plank texture compared to the other ones. Which adds just a little bit nicer, stuff to it. Not everything's just a recolor. But yeah, I see that we've got, like, a whole bunch of the mauve and the magnolia. Is that what it was? Yeah. And then we've got some other kind of tree. This was not the point of me coming out to the swamp, by the way. I see trees and I'm interested because you never know. You might find one that's like super interesting that we may like change out a floor texture or something with, you know? So what is this guy? A trumpet. Trumpet? Trumpet. From cork. I don't remember cork adding trees. Oh, but that is a nice like reddish brown. And it's floating. Okay, not my problem. Because I probably won't ever see this tree again. Unless I need to come back to the swamp for some reason. Okay. Let's just toss away most of the saplings and stuff here. So if we ever need more saplings, we can get them. But I'm also going to toss the logs and stuff that I can away. Beautiful. We'll get rid of the twigs too. Okay. That should clean up our inventory. So now we're just going to grab some lily pads. Gonna grab one for a minute. So these guys are not EMCable. Okay, so that is fantastic. We will just do more lily pads. Let's grab a stack. There you go. Perfect. And I'm just going to toss the rest in there. Alright, so I have the buckets, so I can actually move water and stuff because these need to be placed on water. So we're just going to do that. We're just going to put one at these for right now. Just kind of increase our speed at which these guys grow. And then I don't know about this guy because, yeah, he's kind of harder to get to. But that should be okay. I think these lily pads should technically reach him. Let's grab just a couple more buckets of water. I'm actually going to put... Okay, let me turn my magnet off as well. Okay, so that is good. I've got all water spots in the center. Okay. And then let me make sure. I'm just going to add one on the opposite side. And that way each of these has two. Does that work? Okay. I'm going to move this guy so it's actually symmetrical. Perfect. So that is 2 lily pads, and of course I could definitely add more. But it looks like this thing is definitely not going to be fast with how these are growing. And it looks like even the cocoa beans are growing faster, which is kind of awesome. Yeah, I mean, that works. It definitely looks like there's an improvement in speed just by using some lily pads of fertility. We don't really have any other way of harvesting, right? We don't have the pylons mod. We don't have anything else. We have a crop harvester from Thermal series. What? I don't even know what this is. Crop harvester. I don't think I've ever seen that. Hold on. And that is from Thermal. So let's just quickly... The bad thing is I don't know if their website's even updated enough to actually even have it. So what we may have to do is look for Thermalpedia. Is that what it's called? Patchola. Is it in here? Okay, it is not. So it is Thermal all the way. Let me see if I can find the book for Thermal, and I'll be right back. Yeah, it is called the Thermalpedia, but it appears it is not in this version, which does suck. So you know what I'm gonna do is we are just going to go grab this one of them. Just grab one. Why not? Let's go check out what this is, because I've never seen it, and of course without having a guidebook, that's a problem. So let's see. So we need copper, we need logs, or planks, not really logs. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's grab that many. I only think I need one, right? And then we need a hoe, we need redstone, and we need iron. A thermal servo, iron gear, and I don't think it matters what hoe we put in here, so let's just grab... I would assume this needs power, right? Like, there's no way that this doesn't use power. But let's just put it down in here. A 5x5 area. Breaks crops and other stuff when they are ready to be harvested. Note that this only breaks the crop you need another block to gather the drops. Okay. So that's fine. It looks like we've got some sort of augments for this as well. But I didn't know this thing existed. It must be new. But let's just, like, set it down here. So I guess my other issue is how do you know which area this is actually doing? Like, is this... Hold on. Is the 5x5 in the front, or is it in the back of the machine? Actually, I guess I might be able to use the create wrench to rotate. I'm not sure. I was kind of thinking of going and grabbing the the hammer. Okay, we can rotate. But yeah, this block's kind of, like, flawed, in my opinion. For the fact that you don't know if it's going the correct direction. Like, I would assume the back of it is the 5x5. But there's no way to increase the range. Unless there is. Because there is a lot of different thermal augments. Which I assume is probably to speed this up more than anything else. Because I don't see anything kind of like farming related. But this thing is also really slow. This is definitely faster. So hopefully, I mean, this is an option I didn't know about. We'll probably break it for now. But if you guys ever need a simpler option, I guess there is one. What's this guy up to? Nothing good. Let me get a couple cooking pots, couple stoves, couple laser nodes, and we will work on getting cooked rice. up and going. All right, so we actually need to do bowls. We need to get bowls here. So what I'm gonna do is, of course, use energy condensers. And I think what I will probably figure out is if I can just... No, let's not put it here. Let's just go... Because I kind of want to put it, like, right here, the functional storage drawer at least. So I'm kind of thinking if we just go down... we can't, because, yeah, all that redstone's there. Never mind. Well, let's just set it right over here for now. Probably right there. And I'm gonna say 1 energy collector because it doesn't sound like we really need more. Let's go grab a bowl real quick because I don't... Actually, I can make one. Where is my crafting stick? Bowl. And that should be good. So then we will just look at getting item pipes here in a second. Alright, quickly ran, grabbed some item pipes. So that should allow for us to start pushing bowls over here. And what I might do, actually, is simply move this over to this side. Just like so. Okay. Let me put, like, a stack of this glowstone in there so I can actually have more room. Okay. And the next part we're going to do, of course, is the rice. And what I want to do here is I actually want to put this kind of above all of this stuff, so we're not really wasting too much space with this whole setup. Kind of why I was wanting to put the bowls closer. We may still be able to. I may just have to figure out another method. But cooking pot, and then cooking pot, not there. Turn on my magnet again here. I turned it off because I was over by the farm. But there we go. So now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to have a laser node here for bowls input and item output, right? And then we're going to need to get up top here to do item input for the actual ingredients, right? So that should be golden. And then we should just be able to put a functional storage drawer here with a laser node here, and that should be the cooked rice. So let's get this going here. So, actually, I kind of forgot. I need... Where is this? I want to grab some filters. And I think I also do need counting filters because I'm not sure how this reacts if we have more than 64 or 1 stack inside of the cooking pot. So let's actually grab some observers. I don't think I have any counting upgrades in there. I do not. And then, so just observers. Do these guys. And then the bowls, doesn't matter. We'll just use normal upgrades to get that going. Okay. And I guess the bowls is going to be an issue too. Unless we get a controller access point over here, which is another problem that we'll probably address here in a second. Okay, so north, input, and then we're going to do a second one that is output on channel 1. We'll transfer as much as we can. So input, change this to channel 1 extract. And then here, input, input, and of course these guys need the counting filter with rice. Grab some rice from over here. Let me turn my magnet off while I'm walking. This guy good? Just seeing the cocoa beans at full. Okay, so rice. And one thing I will mention is I know that in this recipe for the pig, there's actually a little bit of a goof where you do need Farmer's Delight rice. This will be something I bring back up in the future, but this is an issue. So you basically can convert this 1-to-1 with Farmer's Delight rice using like an energy condenser. And that's how we're gonna do it because I don't want to grow Farmer's Delight rice because it is actually a little bit more complicated because you need it underwater, and that's just a pain to me. So we're gonna try and do it just a little bit, probably a little bit more costly than it would be normally, but that's okay by me. Okay, so we're going to laser wrench all of this together. Oop, not that. We want to get rid of that. We want this. Okay. So basically, this should be input on channel 1. And then now what I want to do is I'm probably going to put a controller access point here. And that will be on the down direction. We'll be pulling the bowls, right? Or, basically everything. Because we're going to work on getting a drawer system and everything set up here. So how we're going to do that is we attempted to do some range upgrades and everything on this, and it's not enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to upgrade one of these to netherite and see if that will finally get us where we need to go. So let's actually quickly just do this on camera here. I can actually do blocks. I'm going to do that real quick. There we go. And then some chests. And then netherite. And then smithing template. Okay. And then we just need to go to the smithing table. And then hope that this is enough. So is it enough? I will say it is enough at this point. We're very, very close to getting this where I wanted it, but that is okay. I think we can call it good. Let's go check over here. It looks like it's pushed past the drawers on this side, which is good. So what we can do now is we can start linking these guys. And that means now we can do a controller access point right here, and we can pull out of that. So what I want to do over here is I'm going to push these guys into a controller access point. I'm really hoping I can do one more block. Hold on. I need like one more block out of this range so I can not have to run 2 pipes and make this look funny. So I'm going to waste a couple more diamonds here. And just hope that I can do this. Because if I can get that, then that'll be perfect. Okay. So what I'm going to do now... Yeah, we're right on that chest. So I can do an item pipe here, just like so, and then put a controller access point here, and then potentially just put the drawers right here. Because I don't want the drawers to be away from the area. I prefer them to be right next to it. But I also want to make sure that we are, having all the drawers and all the storage we could use for this. So carrots, potatoes, rice, carrots, potatoes. I think that's actually all of the stuff, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like it. So we don't need... Where's my axe at here? We don't need this drawer, and we don't need this drawer. And now we should just be able to lock and link, not that, all of those guys together. So let me grab 2 controller access points, and I'll be right back. All right. So controller access point here, and we are just going to link, and then that should be able to pull. And then I also want to make sure that we are putting a filter here and a filter here for bowls. So this should be bowl. This over here, if I click the right one, should be bowl as well. Okay? And then that should hopefully get everything to work. Oh, it looks like since I did decrease the range, all of them unlinked. That's fine. Okay. But hopefully that will get this going. And I also do have overclock cards, so that way we are doing this a little bit better. And I actually did not want to decrease that speed. I want to keep it at 20. Okay. And then we also want to make sure that we get the other controller access point to put down. And I'll probably want to grab a pipes upgrade here. And I hate the fact that I come over here with the magnet. I need to put a demagnetization coil over here, but I just haven't. But that's okay. Okay, so everything should start slowly filling. If we go inside and grab a pipe upgrade, we just need gold, iron, and redstone. Because I'm not going to do too expensive. So just this. And then this. And we'll throw everything back away. Turn off our magnet. And put that in there. That should start getting everything over here, I hope. I hope. It doesn't look like it's actually moving anything. Like it should be. Okay, now it looks like it's moving stuff. Yeah, I see carrots are being filled up. So we may want to upgrade this just a little bit more if we can. So let me actually go and grab the next tier, which I don't really like doing because it is so expensive, but I think it'll benefit us in the long run. We don't really need the filtering because we have everything filtered, but we shall see. Okay. And then we're also probably going to want to grab some upgrades for these, probably copper upgrades. I'd say probably copper upgrades for just those, and that is 7 in total. Let's grab some copper. We've got oak drawers. Let's go functional storage. We'll probably grab 2 per, so 14. We have enough for that many. What is... Okay, so the only thing that's holding us back is the fact that we're out of 1 storage drawer. Yeah. And this should make this significantly better. So we can store everything. And then sooner or later I'll come through with a void upgrade, but, you know, this will be a good buffer, because this can hold quite a bit per stack as well. Okay, beautiful. So that should hopefully kickstart this. Doesn't look like it's actually starting. Why are you guys not getting items? Dang it, I remember. I think I remember that this has always had an issue with connecting to storage drawers like this. I'm hoping that I'm wrong. But that might be the problem. So I'm going to try is putting this here. And then on the back side, I'm going to try and do extract. And then I will do laser wrench with this. And see if maybe it has to be on the front. Okay, it looks like it has to be on the front for that. That's kind of strange to me. I don't think I've seen that as a requirement for any of the other item transfer mods. That's okay. But we are getting cooked rice, which is fantastic. So, that is another part of this automation completed. The bowls and everything are cruising. This is just going to take some time to get us quite a bit of cooked rice. And then cooked rice, of course, is used in almost every single step. Because you use it with this, you use it with this, and then you use it actually in the kelp roll as well. So we've got a lot of stuff to craft with it. But for the most part, all of this is going to be in a formulaic assembler or the thermal... What is this thing called? Sequential fabricator. So this is probably what we're going to use here in this case, probably multiple times, because we're going to need 1, 2, and then 3. Right? Yeah. And then, of course, we need to do kelp. So I think we'll do that all in the next episode. I don't think it'll be too big of a deal that we kind of have another episode of dealing with this one, because this one is just taking some time. But we are getting closer and closer, and we're learning some stuff about Laser IO and its connectivity, which is awesome. I honestly was just going to kind of just try something else. But we've also got, the drawer system working. We've got everything kind of being able to be connected. And I think, in all honesty, if we really wanted to as well, how far are we to that drawer? Actually, we can connect these drawers. So if we needed archwood as like a log, we actually have access to that over here now, which is awesome. Ooh, 23 diamonds. Beautiful. Good stuff. Also, we did decrease our EMC by 1 point something million this episode as well, because all the diamonds I pulled out. But that's a-okay. We are getting closer and closer each episode to automating the pig. And, I mean, only thing we really have left is the crab, the rotisserie chicken, the sweet roll, and the chocolate. And for the most part, these guys are just cooking stuff, right? Throw some potatoes in a iron furnace, or throw the chicken in an iron furnace, all of that good stuff. So, off camera, I'm going to work on getting all of the mob drops put into a drawer system. That'll be a good thing, because we do need, of course, the chicken to be movable throughout the base. We need the mutton to be movable throughout the base for the shepherd's pie, because I also forgot about this one. And, yeah, that'll be absolutely fantastic. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.